Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Friday Live and Mail Call. And as most of you know, we are live from never gets old, at least for me. All right, and my partner in crime from Rocky Top, Rocky Mr. John C and EI is uh, traveling today. And for those of you that don't know what spelunking is, that is exploring caves. And he and his fiance, Miss Teresa, are up in Kentucky, and they will be visiting Mammoth Cave today. So we're kind of dedicating this to John and his fiance, Miss Teresa. All right. No, Kyle, it's not finance; it's fiance. So, but my one of my other partners in a crime is here today. So put some cotton in your ears.
Oh.
Good morning, Lynn. How you doing this morning?
Good morning. Yeah.
You having a great day?
I'm having a day.
You're having a day.
Last weekend was interesting. If it wasn't the time schedule, I could have broadcast, I guess, from the truck going across the Mojave Desert. Got to see the club having breakfast at Denny's, and I shared some pictures of trains from the Mojave railroad yard. So,
and for those that follow along on Facebook, I don't know which person's board you posted those on off the top of my head, Len, but he posted a bunch of pictures of the train show. We'll talk about those here in a minute. But before we do, let's go ahead and run down our see who all is here. Mr. Hot Dog Pilot Andy was first in this morning, and followed by Mr. Joe Rader. And JD, Grandpa Rails, came on board just before we went live. And JB, John Banicki, was right on time at the 10:30 mark, along with Kyle Stevens and Rayron VR. Good to see you, Rayron. Seems you're weaning yourself back into the YouTube scene, and we missed you. I did keep up with all your shorts you posted, but good to see you back. And I think that is it for now. Yes, it is. Yes. Okay. Anyway, so Lynn, why don't you tell us about the festivities, so to speak, at your train show that you attended, that your club attended with your layout last week?
Well, starting out literally 2 weeks ago, we took the hour-and-a-half drive up to Ridgecrest Those that don't know California, Ridgecrest is the town next to the naval base in the middle of the desert called China Lake, which is at the southern end of Death Valley, rightly named because nothing really grows out there. Nobody goes there except tourists that like to get lost in the heat. We had some bumps in the road. One of our members decided to get extremely sick and went to the hospital and found out he had a perforated intestine and had to have
Oh my.
surgery. He is still on the mends. So we were short a couple of modules. We always have spare in the trailer, but by the time we found out, we'd already put everything back. But
Uh-huh.
we can adapt. That's one of the things nice about a modular group. So the following Friday, which was your show last week, we took a couple of extra modules up and miscellaneous and boxes of trains to run and giveaway. The giveaway
Okay.
was great. Those that follow the channel, the YouTube channel, you got to see some of the videos and my radio interview. Ooh, celebrities.
Ooh.
There was a guy set up outside of our building we were in, a distance away.
Yeah.
And it was odd because the station is down here, and there's a couple of little mountain ranges like this you got to go over to get to Ridgecrest, and I guess they get the radio signal out there. But he had a little setup and a bunch of stuff, and he had all kinds of dials and stuff. And he was broadcasting from the fair, and he told me to come around in the afternoon, and he would do a interview with me. Well, I'm very shy. Sure, I'll do it.
Okay.
Twist my arm. And so I took my camera. And of course, I had all my fatigues on. I had my vest with all the buttons and stuff on it. And I asked the guy kind of at the last minute, can I videotape this for YouTube? He goes, sure. Okay. You asked for it. And we did a couple of little jokes, like he was asking me how much does it cost to get into model railroading, and I go, "Is my wife listening?" And stuff like that. And about having the building, we were blessed to have air conditioning, although it wasn't exceedingly hot. The weather's finally turning, but and we had electricity, which is a good thing. We like electricity. Yeah. So that was kind of fun. I did a video on that, and then did 2 videos on the giveaways. We were handing out train cards. Tina Marie had sent down boxes and boxes of Old Tyco, Bachman, Lionel. There was some stuff I'd never even heard of, and they're old. And Ron from Classic Model Trains had sent down a small box of stuff. And a couple of clubs had kicked in, and a few of our own. So I never counted the number that we gave out, guesstimating probably in the neighborhood of 70. I don't think we were up to 100 cars, but I had them stacked pretty tight. And the pictures that I took were only a sample because other members were handing them out. And I was telling Steve earlier, we have lift-up bridges to get out of the inside to the out. And if there's a train going by, you can't lift the bridge. Well, you could, but you might get yelled at, slapped around a little bit. So people got away, but I could hand them trains over the top of the layout. And the kids just thought that was great. We ran out by early Saturday afternoon. And the last 2, there was 2 little girls. They got a couple of Tyco cars, you know, the what's the yellow one with the Dutch lady for the cleanser? You know, everybody has that car. That was one of them. And saw this little boy standing off to the side, horn rim glasses. He's kind of looking. Didn't say anything. He's back away looking. And I go, you want to train too? So I gave him one of mine. I just went over the box. Yeah, I got too many. He did a show the other night about how many's too many. No, I don't know how many trains I have, but I could always use one more. So I gave him one. and he was all happy. If you look at the videos and so forth, one of the still pictures, you see a very tall man. He was almost 7 foot tall. And here's this little boy down here holding his train. That's him. That's what got the one out of my box. And then one of the club members starts calling my name. And I'm hearing Lynn all over the room because once you yell somebody's name, everybody in the club yells the name. Figured out who it was. And he says, I got 2 boys down here that want trains. I'm going, great. I gave them all away. They come around here. They came around. They were probably 10, 12, something like that. And I just picked out a couple more box cars, KV couplers, metal wheels. And I said, these are special. These are the last 2. These are from me. These are, don't go playing on the floor with them. They said, this is the good stuff.
That is such a cool program that you guys do. Well, that you head up. I know you're the stimulus behind that. Hey, we've got a few more people popping in here.
Yeah. Hey, there's a train freak.
John number 2, Schuylkill River Valley, is here with us. Floyd Robbins. And, of course, one of the other members of the I-40 crew, Jason the Train Freak. But I would imagine he's working, so he can't pop in. I'm guessing. At least not right now. So, yeah, Dwight Curley has also
Cool.
joined us. So we got pretty much everybody back today that joins us on Fridays. The core group, anyway, which is always.
I had the billboards up. Billboards are all the way around.
I saw them.
Yeah.
I always looked for the one with my channel on it. Before.
Yeah.
So, of course, I am running the Motorman today with the bi-level commuter train that I converted all those cars a few weeks back. And there is Tammy and Ray, mom and son train rail fans. Good morning to you both. And also, for those that have been following Workbench Wednesday, there is the ice house bunker sitting on the layout, lit up. So I'm working on the platforms now. I got to take a run over to the local hobby shop and pick up resupply because I'm getting low on static grass. And there's Mr. Ray Burleson. Hey, Ray, how are you doing this morning? And he's going out of town for a wedding, and we'll catch the replay later. Good enough, Ray. Be safe. Have fun. So, anyway, I thought showing that off this morning. I found out a name for it. I'm going to call it Frosty Ice. And I found a logo for it. So I will be making some signs this weekend for it as well. So, anyway.
Cool.
I don't have any mail calls this week, believe it or not. I have shown off everything that I have, although I will say that I have a package in shipment from my favorite hobby supply, Caboose Stop Hobbies, up in Cedar Falls, Iowa. He struggles with a lot of things. As we would say in the South, bless his heart.
His problem with counting the trains was that he can't count them like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's got them in boxes. He's got to take them out of the boxes. He's got to tell you the long story about how he got it, what they are, what he's going to do with it, his plans for the future with each one of them. You know, and I know he's got a lot of trains. I don't know if I can compete with him or not. Might be close, but
Is this John's birthday?
It's always John's birthday.
Well, happy birthday, John. Yeah, Joe, I bet you do, because, I, I feel like I just got a box. And Keith got a hold of me early in the week and said, Steve, are you ready to have me ship? And I said, well, I'm ready anytime you're ready. I said, all you got to do is do what you're doing. And, you run out of shelf space or you think I'm maxed out or size wise, shipment wise, then, that's up to you guys. And he says, yeah, this is it'll be a big box. And I said, well, okay, then ship. And he sent me the list of everything that's in it. And I said, cool. And it will, I'll probably get it Monday, maybe Tuesday. I don't know. So, Jason, a number 5 slip switch.
Say that real fast.
Yeah. So is that a single slip? I don't understand why somebody get a single slip and not a double slip. I guess I don't understand exactly what a single slip switch is. I'd have to go in and look that up. And Dave from DES Media Productions has also popped in. Hey, Dave.
Oh, Dave.
Or as Heath used to like to say 3 or 4 years ago, Paul. Because he had a brain fart he could not get over. Okay. So he'll be able to do both single and double slips. Good deal. And probably early next year, I'm going to get me some number 6 jig, and then a number 8 curved, and I think it's a 30 by 24 inch radius jig as well, plus all of the tools so I can start doing that. Well, Jason, I'm sure there is a purpose for a single. I just can't figure out what it is because I don't know what it is. So I'll have to look it up. I know it's cool looking at, if you ever look at the approach, the southern approach to Union Station, there's a number of pictures out there, and the track work there, it is, there's a bunch of double slips leading into there because of the number of platforms at Union Station. And it's not the busiest station in the world or in the U.S. At one time, I think it was the second busiest behind St. Louis back in the heyday of passenger trains. But I always have to remind people, while St. Louis may have had the busiest, Chicago had the second busiest, and 5 others. So Chicago it's still the largest rail hub in the U.S. I don't know if it is. I don't think it is for passenger trains anymore, though. I think New York's got that. So. So on a One Direction, unlike the U.S. Okay, I don't know what that is, but anyway, I'll look it up. What does, okay, I'm missing something here. I lost something. Okay, Joe's got something on pre-order. And it's due out early next year. Okay. Don't know what that is.
Well, now that we don't have a, I'm going to call it competition, challenge, yes, to not buy stuff, I haven't bought anything.
Yeah.
I did get a box from Ron up in Billings, Classic Model Trains. He's selling off a whole bunch of trains, did videos on it, and I was looking at some of the stuff. A couple of things caught my eye. I don't know, but one was for a club member. In fact, he's the one that went into the hospital. Apache Railroad.
Well, guess what? Oh, got to interrupt you, Lynn.
Go ahead.
And I'm riding on the cotton belt railroad line in the pigeon rolling rhythm and noise.
Hey, Jason.
So I can't stay on long because I'm actually waiting on Amanda to get out of her appointment. So when she comes out, I got to go. All right. So what you have in Chicago with all those flips, in the center, they have what's called a double slip over. So a double slip over is basically a double crossover, but instead of 4 turnouts in a diamond, it's 4 double slips in a diamond in the middle. So it allows you to go from one of 4 tracks to another 4 tracks on and be able to take any route. But the purpose of a single slip is it's a restriction. So in the UK, all of their main lines are 4 tracks. The 2 center tracks are for passenger. The 2 outer tracks are for freight. And Andy in the chat can correct me if I'm wrong, but this is what I learned from Chadwick Model Railway a couple years ago. The tracks over also in the UK are one direction only. So since they have 4 tracks, this track would be freight going this way, this would be passenger going this way, this one would be passenger going that way, and this one would be freight going that way. And if the freight's split off and the passengers need to cross over to, say, a siding, it prevents, so let's say it's this one and it's going this way, right? It will go down to a siding down here, and it prevents them from crossing over into oncoming traffic. That's the purpose of the single slip. I know it's kind of confusing without me having a marker board.
Yeah. Okay.
Kind of follow that. Okay.
The U.S. doesn't practice that because most of our double mains are bidirectional anyways, because they're using the other main line as a siding. So you can think of anywhere you got a double main or a triple main, those are multiple sidings all grouped together with single crossovers going in between. And the other thing that the U.S. doesn't do is, let's say that you got a 3-track main, right? Instead of doing a turnout into a double slip and then into another turnout, they'll do a crossover and then another crossover, because double slips are actually more costly to install and maintain. The only reason why you see those at passenger terminals is because of the selective compression in 1-to-1 scale. So,
Right.
Because basically a double slip is nothing but 2 turnouts that are overlapping each other.
Right. exactly. Okay, that part I know and understand.
Yeah.
Cool.
So, but in the open country area, there's no point of putting in any type of double slip, single slip. A lot of times you don't even see three ways out in the open country area. And that's because they have all the space they need. It's just much cheaper for them to install, say 4 turnouts than to install 2 turnouts in a double slip.
Well, and if something goes wrong with one turnout, it doesn't take out both turnouts.
That's the other point too.
So, yeah, totally understand that. Typically, like you said, it's where there's space limitations that they will compress things down, like on the entrance to Union Station.
Yeah, Union Station has them. Of course, like over in the East Coast area, like New Jersey, New York City. I mean, anywhere that you've got a lot of passenger, you have that type of instance. Hold on, I got someone at my.
Little water for you and your wife.
Oh, well, thank
That
you.
chewing gum is for her car to give it.
Okay, thanks. Sorry about that, guys. That was so Amanda's actually getting a massage. And this is where she goes all the time, and that's actually her lady that works on her that came out and gave us both waters. So that was very nice of her.
Ah, yeah.
Wow.
She's a Japanese lady. She's actually from was it Okinawa?
Uh-huh.
So yeah, she's really, really nice lady.
Yep.
And look, she even brought her gum, and it's even got Japanese on it. So
When I was in Japan, stopped at a little grocery store.
people that can interpret this.
Yeah, I can't read Japanese. I went to a little market up in the mountains in Japan, and grabbed a bag of snacks, and because the guys with said, "Yeah, these are pretty good." All right, so I grab a bag, and we're back in the van heading up in the mountains, and I open up the bag and I pour some out in my hand and throw them in my mouth, and I look down, and there's these tiny little dried fish in there. I'm like,
Yeah.
what the hell?
Everybody want to say hi to Amanda?
Yeah.
Hey, Amanda!
Amanda. Hi.
I don't care about your hair. Look, they don't care either. Say
Hi,
hi.
Amanda. Hello, hello.
All right, guys. Well, unfortunately, I got to get. So enjoy the rest of your stream, and I will be. Hopefully, I can attend next week.
Cool beans.
Yes.
All right.
Next week. All right. We'll see you later, guys.
All right, bye.
Bye. All right. Okay.
Cousin that is a linguist, and he was sent to Japan to teach some of the businessmen common American phrases. Because there's things that we say that aren't really proper English, to say the least,
or they're not in proper English context.
Right.
Yeah.
Anyway, so he's over there, and his wife, my blood cousin, she goes to join him for a while. And I'm the youngest in the family. So these are people that are, older than me. And this is a few years back. She wants to get her hair done, and she wants it permanent. And she was told that it's like internationally with women, curlers are different sizes by color. So a yellow curler is one size, a blue curler is another one. So he kind of helps her out. She knows a little bit of Japanese. And she goes down to get her hair done, and he starts to worry about her. And he goes down, and all these Japanese women are just laughing and busting up and just going crazy. And he got there just in the nick of time. Well, she was trying to tell him that she wanted the purple curlers. That was the size, the purple. And they thought she wanted to dye her hair purple. And they were getting ready to dye her hair purple. He got there just in time. Would have been interesting.
Yes. Yes.
So what else is up, Steve? What else have you been doing? I know you've been busy.
I just been working on that icing ice house and platforms. Here's the platforms that you can almost see, and
A lot of duplicate parts.
Yeah, well, there's two sections that I don't have room for. Okay, so it's actually it's if I built the whole thing, it'd be 36 inches, and I've got 28, I think, available. So that's what I've done. And you're right, it's the same thing over and over and over again. But what I've done here is I gave it a coat of gray primer, and then I've added some tan, light brushing of tan with heavier up on the trusses. It's actually heavier where it's like full tan, like it's raw wood, and it's since it'll have a roof over it, it hasn't aged as fast. And then the conveyor system for the ice blocks runs down the center, and I've highlighted that with black and chrome. So I'm getting ready to I've got to finish the ground area where these go before I can put them into place. So, but that's what I've been working on. A little bit here, a little bit there. And not this weekend, but next weekend is, and unfortunately the picture's too big. I'll have to resize it for next week. It is the Oklahoma City Train Show. So we'll be attending that. I plan on doing a live stream a week from tomorrow from the train show. If anybody's going to be there, shoot me an email and we'll try to meet up at the show. And my email address is in my about section of my YouTube account. So, but that's basically all I've been doing, Lynn.
Well, I've been dealing with the show and the fair. We got to go back tomorrow. Wife's going to go with me, keep me company.
To do what? Still the fair again?
No, to put away all the stuff. The club modules are still there. The club trailer is still there. Kind of confusing. A few wanted to stay Sunday night, but the fair was up until 10 o'clock. They closed the door at the building we were in at 9. Takes at least 3 hours to tear everything down. That means midnight.
Yeah.
And then an hour and a half to drive home or so. So a couple of the members stayed, took their stuff down because they just couldn't work out coming back the following weekend.
Right.
The guy that I ride with, the guy that does the ship, Benny and the ships, he took Monday off, but he's a plumber and they're shorthanded. And this weekend he's on call. And when he's on call, he can't go anywhere. He may not work, but he has to be there with the truck in case they get an emergency call. And he gets paid well for it. So we went back Monday, got his stuff, most of my stuff, most of it. I took, while he was packing up the ships, his son went along. I was pulling up joiner tracks, unplugging, stuff like that. But tomorrow we got to go pack up the yard, the corners, the miscellaneous stuff of the clubs. Plus, there's 2 members that still have to pack up all their stuff, and I left a few things up there.
All right.
Another 3-hour drive, hour and a half up, hour and a half back, and probably 2 hours there. That'll be my Saturday.
Cool. Well, I think we're going to cut it
last week.
You what?
Oh no, go ahead.
I was just going to say I think we'll cut it short because I do have to take a trip across town over to the Whistle Stop Hobbies to restock with some static grass and see what other delightful little things I may need. And because I really want to get the track area, the where the platforms go. I really want to get that done so I can place those put those platforms in place and get them wired up as well. So I'll probably be stopping both at Whistle Stop Hobbies and at Hobby Lobby to pick up a few things. So
I haven't even finished unpacking from last week. I literally backed the truck up to the garage, took everything out in a big pile, and my modules and crates are still sitting in the back of the truck. It's just like, it's not going anywhere.
So do you leave? What do you do with them? How do you store them?
Lately they've been in the garage, which the wife isn't real pleased with. It makes it kind of hard to get around the car and get to the freezer and stuff like that. I have a trailer, my 1958 single axle horse trailer out in the desert at my son's house, where he also has a container and an old U-Haul truck that eventually I'll just take everything out there. And mine go in the horse trailer. Vinny's stuff goes in the container in the U-Haul. So, but it's just a matter of when get around to it. Next show isn't until March of next year, which will be here in no time at all. But
well, it's definitely the fall. It's definitely the fall train show season.
Yeah, other train show. We had invitations to go to other shows, but we felt like after this one, it was just like we're tired. We need to take a break. We're not getting younger. 10 years ago, it was different. Okay.
I want to thank everybody for joining Lynn and I and Jason here at the. Oh my goodness! Look who is here, Mr. Spelunker himself.
Well, looky there.
Good morning.
Hey.
Yeah, I'll just be on here for a short time. We're heading to Mammoth Cave.
Well, we were just signing off so I can go over to Whistle Stop Hobbies.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, just wanted to let everybody know Teresa's in her car. We went to pick it up in Louisville. Or Louisville, as she says.
Louisville.
But, yeah, and I did get a haircut, so stop harassing me.
All right. All right.
Yeah. But, no, next week I'll have some videos of a nice little train store. Well, not really little. He had like 14 rooms, but
and what was the name of the place again?
It's Roundhouse Electric Trains.
Okay.
His biggest is Lionel, but he's got HON scale, no Z. He has some G gauge, so he's got a little bit or a lot of things everywhere. He tends to like to buy collections and sell them that way, but I'll have that ready for next week.
Cool. All right. Well, anyway, like I was telling everybody, I want to thank you all for joining us here at the Retirement Railroad. Friday live and a mail call. And from the 3+1 of us, y'all have a great day.
Take
Bye,
care,
everybody.
All. Bye.